Yeah, in this video, we're talking about JavaScript data type. Okay. First of all, we have two major types of kind of a category of type of JavaScript data type. We have primitive, and we also have what's it called? We also have complex. So let's start doing that by let's create our index.html. Then inside our body tag, we add our script for writing our JavaScript. Then inside this our script now, we list then the first one is inside the primitive we have string. Then to restore string, to illustrate string, we do it by this doing it. We do it this way. Okay, for me to do this, so it will be more easy for us. So I will use there's a what's it called? There's a kind of reserve word that is used to print out the type of um, data type. Okay, so I will do that. What I want to be doing now, each one that I add, it will print out the type of data in the screen. Okay, so I will use a document dot get element by ID. So document dot get elements, document dot get element by ID. Then I will want to put it inside header one, so it will be more bold. Header one. Okay, then inside that header one, I'll give it an ID of let me say an ID of ID. Let me give it hash1. Okay, then I will now open my curly braces, or not curly braces, my bracket, which is my parameter, and then input quote double quotes, and then insert the ID, which is header one. Then after that, I will now say dot. Think I'm having some error. I'm supposed to let me see why this thing is not supposed to hash one. Why is it? Okay, I move it to next one, which is not supposed. Then I'll now say dot inner html equal to okay. I will not then what I will now write here now, I will now write the type of data. So first of all, we have a string. A string is used to represent kind of a normal data, like a sentence, a normal letter that is neither number nor float nor boolean nor any, just a normal string. Okay, so to do that string, you put string inside a quote, single quotes or double quotes. There's also triple quotes if you want to what is it called, if you want to add what is it if you want to use want to use many sentence, you use triple quotes. I think by doing that you have to add more. I think, let me see it, how do we do that? Three quotes, it's not necessary, just we just have three quotes. Okay, so let's just we don't have much time, so let me use these double quotes and say something like before this I will say type of. So I want it to be printing in this screen. I want it to be printing, so I will now use type of. I'll use type of. Okay, this type of, now now give space. Then I will now write the string. Okay, so let me give this, I want to give this a background color so that it will look more, it will be more visible. Okay, so it's more visible. So I will start it by giving it some using style attribute, and then using giving it some values. Let me give it a color of let me say which color will be more visible. Now let me use aqua. Aqua will be very visible in aqua will be very visible inside our, what's it called, inside black background. Okay, so I will now give background, say background uh background, let me see how it looks like. Background, back background background. Inside this background, I will now make it let me say black. Let me give it a background color. Let me use hyphen. I think this space here is too much. It's supposed to reduce this space here. Okay, then background color, background color. Then I will now give it I'll put a colon, then let me give it aqua. Aqua will be a little bit more visible. Okay, not aqua, sorry, but black color. Let me give it black color, then black will be better. Okay, let me refresh. So you will not see anything until you can see is a string. Okay, let me centralize it so it will want this thing to be well organized. Put colon here, and then say test align. Let me leave it at center so it can move to center. Yeah, I think this way is better. Okay, so every data type that we input inside there, it will print out the name of that data type. Okay, so I've also explained some of the difference. So the difference between this primitive and the complex data type, JavaScript data type, is that primitive does not have method and it does not have object. That is the only different. But complex can have function and it can have um, objects. Okay, so this is for string. You can write anything inside. Is the type of it is string. So the next one is number. So the type of this type is just number. Let me just type 2 here. You can see it's telling me that is a number. Okay, if I put dot 4, still is a number. Okay, so inside number we have um two types of numbers. We have normal integer number and then we have a float number. Okay, that's why the type of the data is always number. Then inside number we have integer and float. Okay, then another thing I want to talk about is another type is I've talked about the first one I talked about was is string. I've talked about number now, so I'll talk about boolean. So boolean is always true or false. So let me say true. Something. Let me just say true here. Let me say true. You can see is named boolean. You can see it print out boolean for me in the browser. You can see that. And then let me also type false. It will also print out same boolean for me. You can see it still types out. It still print out that boolean. You can see boolean. Okay, true or false is always a boolean data type. Okay. Then the next one is the one called undefined. Undefined is a data type. Okay, it's always used when the data is not defined. Okay, let me say something like q now. Okay, you see undefined. Okay, because it's not defined in any way, it's not assigned to any variable. Okay, doesn't the system does not know what it means. If you can, even if you put but if you type number is a number is a data type, so it will actually respond that is a number. But if you put any text that is undefined, it will tell you it's undefined unless you put it inside a quote, then you know that you're talking about a string. Okay, but once it's not inside string, no, neither that if it's not string nor number or not or boolean, it will just tell you it's undefined unless you define it here. Let me just say something like hash is telling me undefined. Then what if I create a variable here now and say something like va and var hash is equal to let me say is equal to, let me call it is equal to let me say 1. You can see is number now. So what it seems that you have now used it and you have not declared this variable and then now assign it to 1. So it will now give you the data type of the value you assign to this your h here, your h letter here. Okay, if I say something like true now, if I say something like true now, it will tell me boolean because I assigned this value to it. Okay, so that is it for undefined. So once you not define anything, it will just tell you is undefined. That is the another type of primitive data JavaScript data type. So the next one is function. Not actual function, but another category is a complex data type. Okay, so inside that one we have function, we have object, is we have object and function. Yeah, object and function. Okay, so one of it, let me start with objects. Let me start with objects. Let me just say something like if you say something like let me write a simple object. Let me say flute. Let me say apple. um apple. If you say apple and then open this curly braces, if you open this curly braces now, it's telling me, is what is saying that this thing is a let me put, supposed to put equal sign here, okay. Then inside I will now say something like apple, let me say color, let me say color, let me say color, say color, put a colon. I'll say is a let me say is a red color. Okay, why is it showing me an error? It's not supposed to show me an error. What is happening? Why is it showing me an error? Okay, I think I'm getting something wrong. This is not the best way to do this. So let me just say for here now, I will use let me say that flute. What should I use? Let me just put in, once you put this is a symbol for objects, okay? So it just dictate that is the object. If anything you type inside is an object, it doesn't care about whatever you type inside. Once it sees that curly braces, it sees it as a object, okay? So that's the data type, okay? Object, you can always have objects, something like, you can always say objects. You can say something like and let's say you can say color, let's say put a colon, then let me say red. This is an object, but the value will be in string. You can say color, uh, color, yeah, something like this. This is an object, okay? It will see it as an object type. The type is an object, okay? Then the next thing I will add there's another thing called none. That none is an object as well. You can say NULL is a none. That is an object, okay? You can use this none in what this none simply means that kind of nothing. You can, if you assign a value to a variable now, and then you just let's assume you assigned 2 to variable a, okay, then and then coming down and you also sign that same you also you assign none to that same variable that you assigned 2 to, it will automatically make that variable empty, kind of empty. It is nothing. That's what it means. It does not mean zero, or it just mean empty. That's what the norm means. So it's an object. Okay, you can see what the type of is displaying to us. It says is an object. Okay, having said that, the next one is function. So that function, if you just write, let's say, let's just type light function code. You can see if this is a simple function. Let me just say function name here. Let me just say fin, and then parameter. Let me leave the parameter inside, so you will see that it looks like a function. You're talking about function. You can see the can see say typing fin, okay. You can see this is a function now. The type is a function, so it can, the type of just dictate that is a function because it see this code. If you remove these symbols now and just leave only function, let's see what will happen. Let me say function is still undefined. Okay, you can see if you type the letter function, it will tell you, it keep on saying it's undefined. Let me refresh. What is happening? I think I messed up somewhere. Where is that? What is that? What is that? Let me see. Type of, let me say supposed to, let me like that same function again. Function is undefined because the function property is not complete. But if I start adding if I start completing the function and syntax, like saying parentheses and then add curly braces, okay, you can see it's a function. It's not complete, okay. It just automatically detect it as a function. Okay, so that's it for JavaScript data type. Okay, I think I have nailed all the first of all, to a quick recap. So the JavaScript data type are categorized into two. One is primitive, and then the primitive, inside the primitive you have string, number, boolean, and undefined. And why they are the reason why they are called primitive is because they don't have method. They don't have method or an object. Okay, so then the next one is a complex data type, and this one they have object or function. Okay, So this one now, they are listed. There are about two categories inside that, two types inside that complex data type, which are objects and functions. As two of them, that they are the complex JavaScript data type. Okay. So having said this, I think I've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, just subscribe. Okay. Thank you for watching.